Start recording.
Perfect.
Awesome. Himesh, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to start off with probably like the worst introduction of you that you ever hear, but I think it's a great starting point, right? I
Sure.
saw a picture of you with PM Modi and you're receiving an award. Let's start there. What the heck was that? What happened? Like, it's a great place to start.
Um, okay, so this all started in the summer of like I think 2018 or 2019 when like I was visiting my grandma back home. And like unfortunately like she had the Alzheimer's disease and like seeing like everything she was going through, I was like, I can definitely build like something here. Like I can definitely build something to like solve her problem, right?
Yeah.
Um so from that like summer, I was just like watching videos on YouTube, Googling a lot,
Yeah.
just like trying to see like how I can learn and like
Yeah.
build stuff myself to basically build out like a hardware wearable solution for like Alzheimer's patients. So
Mhm.
completely just by watching videos online, like learning from the internet, building out stuff from like parts I could find at my home. And I basically spent all this time just like building out like a simple wearable solution that basically helps Alzheimer's patients, helps the family members take better care of like these patients with like with Alzheimer's. And like if you don't know what Alzheimer's is, it's like a mental disorder which mainly affects elders. Right. Kind of similar to forgetfulness, where they don't remember what's going on, where they have like trouble finding like directions and stuff. And the thing that would happen with my grandma was she would just like get up at like 2 or 3 a.m. And because she didn't remember who she was, she would just like get up, and sometimes just like get up at 2 or 3 a.m. and just think, oh shit, I'm at my office now. So she just like gets out, starts walking outside and like just like goes on like streets. And it was very hard for us and the family to find out like where she was going. So I just built this like simple solution that was like a simple wearable. You just put it on the elder, and then there's like a mobile app and like a hub that basically just track whatever the patient is doing. And if the patient is falling down, if the patient goes outside of the home, if the patient basically has like is feeling uncomfortable based on body movements and just their health conditions, it would just like give the family members an alert. And yeah, that was the big thing that like I worked on. Just built out a solution after looking at my grandma again, learned everything watching YouTube videos on the internet. We didn't have AI back then, but
Yeah.
it's just like watching a bunch of stuff, learning how I can like build something for people around me. And that's been like a core theme of like the thing that drives me, just like building out things for the people around me. And yeah, that's how like I think someone nominated me. Like okay, another thing we did was we were like talking with the biggest like dementia care center in India. It's called ARDSI. And with testing from them, with approval from them, with like actually testing with elders and stuff, someone nominated us for the Prime Minister's Award. And
Yeah.
that's how that me meeting the Prime Minister happened.
No, that's a crazy story, right?
Yeah.
Uh, I'd love to kind of dive deeper into the story because there's a lot of people who are like first-time entrepreneurs and they
Mhm.
don't know where to start. And I believe you were pretty young when you started, right? You were,
Yeah, I had no idea what like entrepreneurship or like any of that not any of that meant.
yeah,
I was like just like making out stuff. Like I was just watching like I got inspired by TV shows, Bob the Builder and shit.
yeah, yeah,
Whatever. Just like was Phineas and Ferb.
yeah.
Like and I just wanted to make cool stuff, and that's been like a core theme.
No, for sure. Let's start kind of there to kind of like go through your story. And one thing for me is like whenever I talk to people, I try to like grab practical insights because I think there's a
Yep.
lot of like theoretical insights out there, but I think there are practical things missing. And I
For
think your
sure.
story is particularly interesting because when you started, you're basically at zero, right? Like
Right.
truly at zero,
Yeah.
right? So and you said, my grandma is facing this problem and I want to solve it. So where did you start? Like, did you have some friends that you spoke to? When you say Googling or YouTube, do you know like literally the first thing you search for? Like, what's the first thing that
Ooh.
comes to
I
your mind?
low-key have not been asked these questions in a while, but yeah. So when I wanted to work on something, I think the first thing I ever did was again at this time, I was like big into pop culture, right? Like watching all those like cool like robots and stuff, battle bots
Mhm.
fighting each other till death. And at
Yeah.
that point, I discovered like I think it was just in high school when like I mean not high school, I mean like in middle school, like in school where we discovered like these boards called Arduinos. Like I don't know if you know
Uh-huh.
them.
I've
So
heard of them.
yeah. So wait, let me. I think
No
of
worries.
something this one.
No
Um,
worries.
yeah. I'm sitting in the quad, which is a terrible idea. But yeah,
It's okay.
yeah. So yeah. Okay, going back. I think it was just like in um just like going through a bunch of stuff, and in middle school we discovered like the Arduino board, which is like this open source like microcontroller like board, and I thought it was so like cool because it was the first time when like I actually had the concept of like building something that's like actually smart. Like you have a sensor, you have the brain, which is the Arduino board, and then an output,
Uh-huh.
right? You can basically
Yeah.
like just like mix a bunch of sensors, mix a bunch of
Yeah.
outputs and create something. And for me to
Sure.
learn all of that, I was just watching, like I typed in Arduino tutorials, I typed in like on YouTube and stuff, and I discovered
Uh-huh.
this like high school teacher. His name was Paul McWhorter.
Uh-huh.
He like I think he I was watching a bunch of other Arduino tutorials, but like none of them were like actually that helpful. Like they felt too like advanced and stuff. But this man was just like
Yeah.
a high school teacher, so he exactly was like going through everything detail by detail. And I think I
Yeah.
remember that somewhere I made it like a goal to like spend like 1 hour every day just like watching one video and actually trying to like memorize everything. And if I had the Arduino board with me, I would just like try everything myself, install the Arduino
Yeah.
IDE, which is the coding environment, and like made sure that I watched every video every day over the summer. That was just like a hardcore ritual I did. And like that's how it worked out, honestly. So
Sure. No, that's pretty cool. And just to get anyone who might be watching kind of up to speed, my layman's understanding is the Arduino. Is that how I pronounce it?
yeah, Arduino, like
Arduino.
it's Italian, I think.
Yeah.
Like it's
But
just like a
it's
microcontroller board. Yeah, you're saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's like a small piece of hardware for folks who want to like kind of get into hardware programming or kind of experiment. It's like buying Legos for someone in the world of hardware, right? So that's where
exactly.
you started. Curious, how did you first learn of an Arduino board? Like was were your friends doing this stuff like, or was it just a random internet discovery? Like what?
No, none of my friends were doing any of this. Honestly, I like
Okay.
the funniest part was like after I got into like making Arduino stuff with Arduino's motors and stuff. I think um like slowly most of my friends got into, and like in high school we created this like innovation lab. Like I think our school got a lot of funding after um like I built this, and like I got that recognition from the prime minister. Like our school got funding to build the innovation lab and stuff. But um
Awesome.
literally going back to the point, okay, I was really into like arts and crafts. Like I would just like,
Mhm.
like back home in India, we had this thing called like we had Art Attack, we had like
Yeah,
Mad
yeah,
with like Rob.
yeah.
I was to just watch like I mean on TV on like, so I got into arts and crafts. Then I was like, it would be cool if I can add LEDs. It could be cool if I can add like
Mm,
motors to this. So no Arduino there too. It's just like buying LEDs from like an electrical like store or something, and then building something from that. But then as I kept on going along this like path, just like discovering electronics and stuff, I
mm.
discovered the Arduino board, honestly, just like
Yeah,
scrolling online. I
yeah.
was also looking at instructables.com, which was this like big makers, like it's kind of like like what do you say? It's like the Twitter for like people who are making like content and stuff, like making like maker content, like people building stuff actively.
Yeah. Wait, what do you say that was called? I want to check it out. I haven't heard of it.
It's still popular, it's still very popular. It's called Instructables.
Instructable. I'm actually noting that down because I'm gonna,
Yeah, I can put it in the chat.
yeah, yeah, but all good. Got it.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so now you've discovered the Arduino board. Sorry, I'm probably butchering the name, but let it
No,
be.
no, that's pretty good. Yeah.
You discovered the Arduino board. You started building stuff, and I'm guessing kind of parallelly, uh, you saw this challenge with your grandmom, and now you're building stuff and said like, what can I build to try and solve that problem? Is that what happened?
That's exactly what yeah. I feel like I've never had a conversation this depth into like like making this, but like
Yeah,
this is exactly what's going on.
yeah,
And at
yeah.
that point I was also playing like Minecraft too, and we had this thing where like you can follow a compass, like a person follows a compass. I'm like, why can't I build something like that in real life?
Sure. So there's a lot of random things that it kind of came into it, and I'm actually
Exactly.
glad we're diving deep into it because I think one of the things that a lot of like entrepreneurship things miss is it's so high level that you understand you've got to do it, but you can't truly follow someone's story. And I think your
Exactly.
story is incredible. I think there's a lot of people can learn from it, right?
I don't think
Uh,
it's incredible. It's just like a bunch of random things that came together. It just happened,
yeah,
honestly.
and,
Yeah.
I think I love that you say that because most people think there's like something exceptional that has to happen, but
Not
truly it's
even
a bunch of
close.
random things that come together, and the outcome is something exceptional, right?
Exactly.
Uh,
And all you can do is like do as many things as possible to like increase your chances of like a random thing turning into
yeah,
something big, you
yeah,
know?
like you create your luck, right?
Yeah,
You
exactly.
create your luck. Okay, so
Exactly.
now you decide I'm gonna make this thing for my grandma. You saw the Minecraft thing. You started looking at random kind of YouTube tutorials. And
Mhm.
also curious, when you came to this kind of decision phase of I'm gonna do this for my grandma, did you start talking to your friends or your family, or is just like you kind of on your laptop, like Googling
Uh,
and
it was a
checking out
mix
YouTube?
of both. I think, okay, fundamentally, when I got started, the problem was I was just in the mindset of like I'll build something and then show it to people. But like I was actively still like observing. Like I was looking at like what my grandma was doing. I was like talking to the caregiver and just like seeing them go through all of this like gave me all the user research I needed, right? And ultimately, like once we had like I mean, this is later in the picture, but like once we had something, I was able to talk with experts in dementia care and whatever, and
Yeah.
that worked out well too.
Yeah, and let's dive deeper into this, right?
Yeah.
So you thought about this, you made this thing for your grandma, and I'm. Did you like first test it with her, or did you first like go and try to talk to experts?
I like because the first versions I made were like all terrible. These were in the sizes of like a big lunchbox.
Okay,
Like the first wearables I made, so like there was no way I would like actually test them out. So
it was not
I
a
would talk.
wearable.
Yeah, it was not a wearable, bro. But it was. I was just like talking with experts, trying to get the tech like well
Yeah,
and like working. So that's
yeah,
been that was my biggest like thing, and ultimately like the thing with Samsung happened and stuff, and
yeah.
I was able to like work more with experts and develop like a 3x3 like centimeter like device that people can just put on. Does that make
Okay,
sense? Yeah.
okay. No, you said something really deep, right? You went from this lunchbox thing to working with experts at Samsung, right?
Yeah.
How? Like what? Like how did that happen?
Okay, so yeah, like it was all again a bunch of random events that are happening
Yeah,
at the same time. But
yeah.
yeah, so basically it's like this was like high school like definition of like I think it was like sophomore or junior year. Samsung came up with this thing in India called the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow Challenge, which is like this challenge for college students and like high school seniors where they can just like pitch their idea, and then if you win, you basically get to like get mentorship from like people at Samsung, at IIT Delhi,
Yeah,
at what do you say, and like a lot of like grant money too. Like I think it was
yeah,
like 200K in total or something.
yeah, yeah.
So I was like, sure, why not? Why don't I apply? And but then I realized it was only for like high school seniors and like college like people. But like I was a high school like junior, so I faked my age and I applied.
Yeah,
So out of 18,000 people who applied then, I
yeah,
somehow just like made it to the top 50 of them. And I was like clearly the youngest there. And I was getting like shit on because I was clearly the youngest one there. So everyone could
sure.
tell. And there were like not a lot of like high school people too. It was mostly just like college students. And like I was like mostly getting shat on by all these people. But eventually I just like ended up talking like at like the top 50 then basically pitched their idea to like employees at Samsung and stuff. And
Yeah,
then up like from there they go up into like top 10, and then the top 10, from top 10 they pick the three winners and they're just the winners. Like there's no one, two, three. The three are equally
yeah.
winners. So
Okay.
from top 50 I went and pitched. Yeah, and I thought I did a good job. Like it went well, and I obviously made it to the top 10. I was confused, like because
Yeah,
there were like these like college students working on like big startups, and I was just like working
yeah,
on like a stupid wearable device. So
yeah,
I made it to top 10, and then top
yeah.
10 happened. For top 10, they actually got like the MD of Samsung Research Institute India, like Ankur Warkoo, the influencer,
Yeah, yeah,
like a bunch of researchers at like IIT Delhi and whatever, and we pitched our idea again. This time I actually like I don't know what happened, but like I actually ended up winning the contest, and like I
okay.
over the past like in the span of like 1 year we got the like funding based on based on like the milestones we've accomplished, and
Yeah,
the whole thing with Samsung and IIT Delhi has been done. They've been wonderful. Like they've been of like wonderful help. And yeah, from there it's just been me working on the wearable. And right now like I've been like trying to do more research into the wearable device slowly, like getting it
yeah,
in the hands of like users. So like working on hardware, especially in healthcare, has been like a big challenge per se without funding. So
Yeah,
been slowly working with senior care facilities
yeah.
and stuff or whatever, and like also been working on like other projects on the sides that I've been doing well too. So um that has been the journey so far with the Alpha Monitor, which was the wearable device.
No, that's awesome. I think I have like a few more specific questions.
For sure, yeah.
You mentioned the Samsung, the whole Samsung thing, and kudos to you for like, yes, it's a bunch of random things that happened, but it didn't happen randomly, right? Like you put effort into it, so don't discredit yourself. I mean, you're being too humble on this call. Uh, how did you find out about this Samsung opportunity at all?
It was funny. I think it was just like um I'm trying to remember. Like it just happened. Like I think I just found it because of like I'm generally trying to remember. I think it was just like a friend who shared it to me. Like
Mm,
and um sometimes what I would actually do too is just look at like a bunch of like portals online, just actively check like maybe once every 2 months or something to see if there's contests
yeah,
coming out. It was probably through that or just like a friend sharing it with me. And um
sure.
oh yeah, it was definitely a friend who shared it with me. And then I replied to that exact message after I won, saying I won, like after I won the whole thing,
Yeah,
like 6 months later or something.
yeah.
So it was
That
fun.
no, that is that's pretty that's a crazy story, right? Like
I know.
I'm at a loss of words, but that's awesome. And now you've figured this Samsung thing out. You've you've worked with like top engineers at Samsung and IIT Delhi, and you've like developed something. Now, and you mentioned kind of earlier that you're working with one of the largest like senior care facilities in India.
Yeah,
Is that what you?
like the nonprofit for Alzheimer's and related dementia,
Sure.
related disorders Society of India. So like it's called ARDSI, and we've been like slowly like strongly connected like over the past like 5 6 years. So
Sure.
that's been going.
Yeah. How did you end up meeting those guys?
It was it's funny because I think it was them who reached out first, and then ultimately like my school actually like I showed this to my school, and people at my school actually took me to meet them, and that's when the first bond has been formed. I've been in contact with them since then. We did like the marathon and stuff.
Mhm.
Was also like involved in like volunteering and everything at the Dementia Care Center, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And when some folks at your school made this connection, was it when you had like the lunchbox thing, or was it when you had like a sleeker prototype?
it was when the lunchbox thing.
Okay, so
It was
early.
just like so early. Like we also had this like other contest. Like I feel like the best thing I've done in high school was just like taking part in like a lot of these like innovation contests and stuff, because it taught me so much about like how I can present and pitch my idea when it comes to things, and
Yeah.
made me like really good friends across the entire country that I'm still like in contact with like even today, and ultimately like gave me more like obviously confidence to just like pursue whatever dumb idea I'm trying to like look at. So
Yeah.
that's been the best thing I've done. I've also done this other thing called Ideate for India, which
Uh-huh.
was like this was like really early, like freshman year of high school and stuff. It was just like this um like really early thing with Intel and the government of India, and they were just like doing it. So like I think it was like out of like 130,000 people applied, they picked the top 50 and like invited them for like as the winners, because they couldn't pick from the top 50 every like out of like 130,000. So all of them were winners, and
Yeah.
those like the quality of people there, I think are the smartest high schoolers I've known in all of India, and I'm still like in touch with most of them. So that's been really fun. Like it was so good that they still didn't do it again. Like it's like that happened in 2019, 2020. And it was
Yeah.
like my mentor who actually shared the Samsung thing to me too. And I replied to him. That's the friend I was talking about.
No, that is awesome. Right. And let's talk about this thing. You mentioned that, someone nominated you for like the PM's prize.
Mhm.
Did
Mhm.
you know about that nomination, or did you just get like an email or something saying
No, no,
like,
no.
oh,
I
you're
didn't know about them. It was I think
okay.
it was I think it was my school, because the thing is when someone nominates you actually like have to go and get it verified by the government of India. Like you have to go to like an office and then you have to like show that like everything you've said is actually real or not. So
Sure.
that happened and yeah, like and it was funny because I applied like yeah, like someone nominated for me, and then I applied and like actually um went there and like verified everything. And like the day was coming in, like everyone knew that this happens during the um like during Republic Day, right, in India, which is like 26th January, and like my
Yeah.
parents, we I remember talking to this in the car, like on like 20th January or something, saying,
Yeah.
oh, like we still didn't hear back. We probably did like you probably didn't get it or something. But then 23rd night or something, I just get an email saying I got selected, and from that day, like my whole day were occupied. Like the 3 days were just occupied by that stuff. Like
Yeah.
they had me for everything. I remember like they sent me an email at like 12 a.m. or something on like in
Yeah.
2021, and I'm like I was not
Yeah.
asleep, obviously. I was just
Yeah.
like doing a bunch of random stuff, and then saw that email and woke up
Yeah.
everyone, and
Yeah.
that's when like the day started.
No, that's awesome. And what did it feel like to go and receive that award in person?
It actually happened online for the
Oh,
first time
okay.
because it was the pandemic, right? 2021. They wanted to
I
do it
see.
offline, but
Yeah.
got a chance to meet the prime minister twice. It was wonderful. Like once 2021 and then 2022 later eventually. So
Yeah.
like that happened, and it was genuinely like wonderful. Like it was wonderful to talk to the prime minister of India. He was like genuinely like approachable.
Yeah.
Like something very like special that I've noticed is like whenever like he talks to someone, like he gives his like full attention to that person. Like he makes you feel like you're you're the person that that he wants to spend most time with. He makes
Yeah.
you feel important, which I thought was very cool. And like obviously like more than like the recognition generally means a lot. I think it's still the thing that like I'm most known for, even at Rice, but that's what people called me. But uh yeah, like it's just like a wonderful thing. And more than anything, it gave me the credibility to pursue whatever I want, and like ultimately do whatever like I think I can, because like that credibility is like never going away. Like receiving the highest civilian honor in India is like
Yeah.
as an
Yeah.
18-year-old is obviously not like
Yeah.
a joke. So
Yeah.
that generally is a big deal.
No, of course, and it's awesome that you got to experience that. And you said you met the prime minister again in
No, but
2022.
it was both online though,
Oh,
unfortunately,
okay.
because of the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool. And the product that you build, are you all trying to like build it into a business? It seems like you're still working on it. So what's happening there?
This has been like a long-term project that I'm working on. And ultimately like I'm trying to pursue like the alpha monitor, but it's just that like the like what do you say? Like just like regulation, especially for like I'm we're developing a bunch of different concepts. Just the regulation like aspect of the whole like manufacturing thing, getting it into manufacturing has been the biggest hurdle so far. But yeah, like I definitely want to pursue this. But like just because there's like this regulation and there's like
Mhm.
a huge amount of like funding required to like actually take it into the market, that's been the biggest
Sure,
challenge so far. So I've been
sure.
also experimenting with a bunch of other like ideas in like software and hardware, both
Mhm.
combination and everything. Like primarily just was working on a bunch of like software stuff like over the past like 2 years,
Yeah.
building it out. I got really early access to GPT-3 by just emailing like Sama, and then and like I've been exploring a bunch of ideas with that since then. But ultimately, like I definitely want to get back around this, build it out, because I still get
Yeah.
emails from people saying
Yeah.
that like we need this device.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
like definitely want to work on it. It's just that like the funding amount is the only thing that's
Yeah.
like the big barrier now, if that makes
For
sense.
sure. For sure. Yeah. And just a follow-up question. I want to make sure I heard correctly. You got early access to ChatGPT 3 by emailing Sam Altman. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
So that just happened. So
Okay.
2021, I was just like on Twitter, just like scrolling, and I see this like really cool thing called GPT-3 came out. Like 2020 or 20, end of 2020, 21.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like this looks cool, but like there's a bunch of problems with the JavaScript, like with the npm package of the JavaScript like thing. So I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
let's for sure like try to get this like fixed up or report it to someone. So I emailed, like I think it was like I just emailed like OpenAI support or something, and then like
Mhm.
with Sam Altman tagged, I think I typed in CEO of like OpenAI, and like he pulled up. So
Yeah.
um or I just emailed it to support, and then they replied, like Sam Altman replies like, yo, this is like, yeah, these are bugs. Thanks for reporting. Would you want access to this? So I just ended
Yeah.
up getting access to
Nice.
Sam, like GPT-3, and I was just like building out a bunch of tools really early, like just making a bunch of like web apps.
Yeah.
Like my mom and my brother actually run this YouTube channel with like 800, like it's at like 900,000 subscribers and 330
Wow.
million views now.
Yeah.
So like they were struggling a bit kind of like with managing demand with like content with like actual content. So I
Yeah.
was like, why can't I use GPT-3 to make something? And yeah,
Mm,
so I just like span up like the GPT. It was so early that like the first models were called like Text 003 Da Vinci, Text 003
yeah.
Curie or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I used all of that to build this thing called CreatoWise, which was like so early. It was
Mhm.
basically like an AI tool to help YouTubers with like basically everything like from like idea gen, scripting and everything, where they can use AI to help them, not like replace
Yeah.
them, but like would help them identify trends and just give them inspiration. So I built
Yeah.
that, scaled that up to like I just like I was in 10th grade or 11th grade when this was happening. I was having my board exams, my final board
Mhm.
exams, and I launched it right when
Yeah.
wait, another quick thing. Let me
Yeah.
um I think my laptop's running out of charge, so
No worries.
let me quickly. Wait, would it be fine if I join from my iPad? Let's see.
Yeah. Go for it. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Wait, let me quickly.
Yeah.
Um, I'm so sorry about this, but
No worries, dude. It's all okay, right? It's about moving fast and breaking things, right?
um, um, yeah. So wait, let me quickly
No,
join.
don't worry. Take your time. I will say, and you don't have to listen to this just for whoever's going to be watching. I will say that I love the story, Himesh just shared because it truly proves that you can make your own luck, that's what making your own luck means.
Exactly.
Recording in progress.
Let's.
Himesh, can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me. No worries.
You can hear me now, right? Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it was just that it was off. Like my microphone permissions were off, so it's just like not
yeah,
working. But yeah,
no worries. No worries. Glad to have you back. Uh, so here's a question I have, right? Um, and I asked this because you seem to be plugged into, Hyderabad startup ecosystem. Also, a quick background about Himesh. Grew up in Hyderabad. He's
Yes.
now an undergrad student at Rice University in the US, which is where I went, by the way, which is kind of how we connected. Uh, uh, how does someone get plugged into Hyderabad startup ecosystem? Let's say they know nothing, right? They're just like a college student. They're curious. They don't have any folks in their like network or family who's interested in entrepreneurship, and they
Right.
say like I want to meet other people like me. So where would you recommend them to go, and if there's a place at all, right? Like on top of my mind is like, can they just walk into like T Hub? But I don't know if there's a better answer than that.
Honestly, yeah, like the whole point of the reason they created that ecosystem in Hyderabad was because they want more people in, like irrespective of like their background and stuff. And like if
Sure.
like I don't know if you know this, but like TGIC, formerly called TSIC, like their whole mission is to like bring in grassroots innovation, right? Like just like recognize innovation. Like and genuinely that's been how I got recognized too. Like it was back in like 2000, like
Yeah.
2019, 2018 when I think they had this thing called like intent innovator, which meant like innovator in every household where they would just
Yeah.
like recognize
Mm.
like innovations in each, what do you say, in
Household.
each household. And
Yeah.
basically and yeah, like they were like, it's just like a WhatsApp number to you, just like text them whatever innovation you worked on, and if they like it, they would like post about it publicly, would recognize you as an inventor or like an innovator and stuff. And I
Yeah.
remember when I first like post, like when I just like sent it to them on WhatsApp,
Hmm.
like they actually liked it so much that they tweeted about it publicly,
Hmm.
like the Telangana government. And then like KTR Garu, who was the
Yeah.
like former like minister of IT, like actually retweeted it and like gave me more recognition. And people in like school were like thinking I was like a big deal now. And the big thing was I was on the cover page of the Times of India, like on Children's Day.
Wow.
where they were sharing like a bunch of innovations. And I remember like while I was on the bus to school, like during Children's Day, like on November 14th, most of my friends were at a bus stop, right? Like bus station
Yeah.
looking like, and
Yeah.
they see like newspapers and stuff with my face on
Yeah.
it. I'm like, holy
Yeah.
shit. And they were like, brought it up to me and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
that was the big recognition. And then KTR Garu again, responded to that and like recommended all that. But yeah, like generally, like they've been giving out the most support they can. I think they're still doing it every year. They have a lot of events going on. So if you're like just like making innovations and like have no idea about you want to get into startups or anything per se, just making stuff for fun like me, I think like TGIC, whatever, like yeah, it's called TGIC now. That's like definitely like an approachable place if you want to get into the Telangana like innovation system. Like apart from that, like obviously TIA, which is the like innovation, is it, I think it's the world's largest innovation hub or like something that they call it
Yeah.
themselves.
Asia's largest incubator, I
Asia's
think.
yeah, Asia's largest incubator. So they have a bunch of programs and stuff going on. Like they're definitely like there's events that happen all the time. Yeah, and you can probably just like go in. But like ultimately TIAB is more like a co-working space with also like this startup like element where they have like programs like Lab 32 and stuff which are like startup accelerators. They have stuff for piece like hardware like startups. So there's like everything for like every single person. So
Yeah.
um
Yeah.
there's like stuff going on all the time, so that's a
Yeah.
thing. There's also V Hub, which is for like I think women entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
There's also like there's obviously like a lot of opportunities for you to get involved with, and there's definitely like a big sense of community there per se.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a question, something I'm curious about. And I'm curious
Mm.
about this because I can see it going both ways that I'm going to describe, right? So you're someone who got a lot of like public recognition at a young age, right?
Mhm.
And I think, especially in the world of entrepreneurship, I can see it going in the direction of like now that you understand like how to create your own luck and do all these things, you're now more comfortable taking bolder risks, like trying more things. You're okay to fail fast. Or the flip side, which is now that you have like this recognition, there's like quote unquote this image in everyone else's minds of who you are. Now you're more like it's more stressful to take risks because like what if it doesn't work out? What happens to like this image? So what have you experienced? And maybe it's a bit of both. I don't know.
Hey, honestly, okay, this is the best question I've been asked ever in an interview because this is like
Okay.
so I'm genuinely, this is the best question I've been asked ever. So
Okay.
because it's something that's been like a big part of who I am. So fundamentally,
Yeah.
like at least for me, when all of these first happened, I was like, oh, definitely like there's people watching now and stuff. But ultimately, what I recognized is I have this credibility now, and I can do whatever I want with it. And I think fundamentally, like all big, like everything big, you'd say, like everything, like in terms of like technology, in terms of like whatever you talk about, like everything starts off with a contrarian idea. So when you first
Yeah.
start off, no one's gonna think it's like cool or prestigious. If it's
Yeah.
cool or prestigious, there's probably 10,000 other people doing the same thing that you're doing, and there's no
Sure.
way you can like beat anyone. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
like everyone like beating themselves in like a mud pit, right? So like a fundamental part of me was just been how do I pick ideas that are like truly contrarian? People just don't have the balls to work on. People just like think is like too outrageous, too stupid, too like too like not cool or whatever. So I think
Mhm.
that's genuinely been like my mindset like so far. Definitely when that first happened, when the Prime Minister's Award and everything happened, um,
Yeah.
I was like, I definitely have to work on something like cool, prestigious,
Yeah. Yeah.
like make it big and stuff. But all the big companies like Apple, no one thought that computers were meant for the home. No one thought it was
Yeah.
IBM thought it was stupid to build computers for like regular
Mhm.
people. They only thought it was for scientists and stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
OpenAI, like no one thought like a tiny
Yeah.
research AI lab
Yeah.
um would beat like Google or anyone at like AI research, and
Yeah.
no one thought the concept of like AGI is like everyone thought like AGI
Yeah.
was stupid and stuff. So um
Yeah.
like I think betting myself on big contrarian ideas has been like a core running theme of me. Like everything I'm trying to work on, especially but now because everyone wants to work on startups now. It's the cool thing to do. Like everyone wants to like work on like a cool startup. Everyone's building like startups now. So I'm
Yeah.
like the only way I can differentiate myself is by building something that's primarily not cool, primarily like boring, primarily like too controversial, too
Yeah.
stupid, too
Yeah.
like that people just don't have the boss to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think that's a perfect answer. And I'm gonna give myself a shout out, right? I love that you said this is the best question you've ever been asked on an interview. So I'm also gonna assume that you've done a lot of interviews, like what, tens of interviews, hundreds of interviews? What have you
For
done?
sure, like
How many?
clearly hundreds. Like,
Okay.
yeah, clearly hundreds.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
So you heard it here. Himesh says this is the best question he's ever been asked out of hundreds of interviews. No, no, that's awesome. We're also almost at the end of time, Himesh. This is a free Zoom call that ends in 4 minutes. So, do you have any questions for me, or do you feel there's something I should have asked or something you want to share?
Um, like I think you did a really good job on like understanding like who I was, and like I think that like genuinely that I told you, right, like the last question was really good, because especially like in college you surround yourself with people that are like purely chasing like prestige, chasing like credibility, right? Like they want to
Yeah.
get this job at big tech because it's cool. Obviously, like there's financial rewards and stuff too, but like I think people chase credibility, chase credentials, and want to do the thing because it's considered cool by other people. And I think like one thing that like genuinely like I think like the thing that triggered me after getting the Prime Minister's Award and everything is all of these are cool on the surface. Like I got all the prestiges, all the cool credibility, but like none of that actually mattered to me. It was cool for like the first maybe like a week or something, but then it just died down. It didn't do anything to me. It didn't feed me or anything. So there's
Yeah.
there's no point to just purely chase like credibility per se. So
Mhm.
that's been like a big learning so far for me, at least. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
Like,
awesome.
yeah, again, like closing thoughts again, just like the internet taught me everything. Just like I watched videos on YouTube, I watched like random stuff. And I still you can like think you can do that. There's obviously like 10 times more distractions now. Like if you can like block yourself and like surround yourself with like other people that are like also doing interesting things and um can build cool things, I think like no one can stop you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Himesh.
Thank you, Kaushik. I'm sorry for the disturbances. I couldn't find like an empty spot on
No.
on
All
campus.
good, all
It
good,
was a
all good.
weekday and everyone's there.